Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jim of the Fuzzy, and welcome back to Stellaris. We are still working on our little internal stuff, and I've been looking at our fleet arrangements, and I think that it might be better to move our second expeditionary starflock down more in this direction. The home starflock, the second home starflock is here in Beach Hole Prime, but we have more wormholes and more capacity to build wormholes beyond our direct borders with our vassals here. So I'm starting to think that it might be better to swap the first expeditionary starflock with the second home starflock. Also, it'll give us an idea of exactly what our energy looks like when we deploy both of them at the same time. And yes. And send you to Cursa. Alright, you're just gonna enter the orbit automatically. Good. So, with that out of the way, got more to do where? The Vasa? Yeah, probably. Yeah, I got overwhelmed right here with the mass immigration influx. So that's going up, and I never built a spaceport here, so I'm gonna build one with lasers. This one needs a bunch of expansion and solar panels.
Research complete.
And here we need power plant. Power plant, power plant, power plant, power plant, mining network, power plant, power plant, power plant, power plant, power plant, research, nerve dampeners. Drop the cost of recruiting leaders. No. Let's get core sector systems. And then after that, okay, no, you know, spaceport. Ferathan. Yeah, I've got my little moon right. Uh-oh. Right, food is a problem because all of a sudden a whole bunch of people decide to come settle the place before it even had any development done whatsoever. Alright, fine. Sorry, just a little first. Look at this! I literally cannot build structures quickly enough. So I've got unemployment and unhappiness as a result of unemployment. Because people just decide to come and I can't do a darn thing about it. Alright, there was something I wanted to build here. Right, I want an Angos habitation station, but that requires more Angos vapor. I really would like to eventually integrate these guys. This looks interesting. Third gas, terraforming. Third gas is always good. Might be nice to. That's a lot of stuff. Might be nice to have access to that system. Terraforming gases, which I'm fine with. More Betharian stone there. Cetramine gas. And then, of course, I forgot to build a spaceport here. I'm investing in so much energy weapon stuff that seems obvious. Alright. Now we have 3 pops growing at once and nothing to have them do. You upgrade from reassembled ship shelter to whatever. Alright, fine. This'll be better, I think. Is your agrarian...
Research complete.
Shield harmonics, good. Energy weapon damage, no. Energy weapon attack speed, I got bumped up a bit. Let's go for the plant sensor range increase. And see that in a lot of cases is pretty big. I might get a couple more plants within our system, within sensor range. You know, which never hurts. It also lets fill in some of these spots, I think, like right in this gap, this little tiny gap here. Probably won't be a gap anymore. Maharan current floral fascination. Several planets native to Zipper Prime were recently established a colony, exude copious amounts of a pollen with an astounding chemical complexity. A special research policy has been prepared for future study of this flora. Curious. Alright. And we need a scientist with... Oh, that's a timeout. Well then. You're in Chara. Come here, research the project, and then return back here to assist research. It'll be good for you. Anyway. So it looks like we could deploy both of our expeditionary starflocks without a problem at this point. That's good to know. Develop a prime. Still a lot of upgrades queued, but +1 to everything adjacent here. Going to become +2, which means these are all going to generate even more. Planetary capital. My current, he's still pondering. On closer examination, the planets native to Zipper Prime turn out to be rather dull. Some excrete pollen that have a mild stimulating effect, and they are likely to have propensity for rapid genetic change, hardly impressive enough to warrant adopting as a strategic or luxury resource. Okay. 150. There is...
Research complete.
Let's upgrade this. No, I don't want that.
Construction complete.
New research. Strikecraft attack speed, maybe. Ship hull points, that also apparently affects my space station, so let's go for that, make them even stronger. You are done with your construction, which means I can build... What do I want to build here? Can't build an Angos habitation station. Let's put down the usual virtual combat arena. Then we'll add... I don't know. Well, let's add Frontier Clinic for food. Which should hopefully be enough to get me up to the 11 I need. We produce 9, yeah, that'll get me up to 11. Since this does provide an adjacency bonus. Do I want more science? I think I just want more energy. So... Power plant. Power plant. Power plant. Power hub, there we go. And then I can build a couple of science labs here and here. Oh, I'm gonna check this. Non-aggression pact. In our allied states and some provinces, fine. Okay, conjoined Commonwealth has made peace with Injag Confederation of Colonies. And don't think they had to give up too much for that, so hopefully not. In our allied states, Lendrigo Vasa Secundus. Well, it's, you know, upgrade spaceports, make the first thing solar panel network, and then we'll come to Fairthon Prime, and also, no, not that, and then turn you into solar panel. An interesting idea. Well, now let me build. Okay, it's thinking again. Well, it's thinking, the interesting idea that rather than saying laser defense module, you could say energy defense module, or projectile defense module, or missile defense module, and every time you research a new tech of that type, so research a new energy weapon, that energy weapon gets added to all space stations with the energy modules. So you would have spaceports that literally have a tachyon lance mounted on them. Which would make them directly more powerful without necessarily being unbalancing. You could even have a minimum size for each spaceport for each weapon class. Which would restrict the... You can't just build a level 1 spaceport and put attacking... Mankind olfactory arousal. Long-term exposure to the pollen naturally occurring in Zipper Prime's atmosphere acts on the colonist pheromone receptors with a mild aphrodisiac effect, accompanied by a barely perceptible high. The plant that produces the most potent strain is a flower common to all areas of the planet, squirreled away into some obscure taxonomic nook by scientists on Zipper Prime, but known in the local Tolarian dialect as Marinkarin. Interesting. Well, do you want to burn this all down, or let it go? Let's let it go. See what happens. And if things go terribly, terribly wrong, well, we're not the ones who have to clean up the freighter crash. A civilian freighter coming into land on Devasa Prime was perforated by a dense cloud of fast-moving orbital debris. The flight crew was killed immediately, and the stricken craft tumbled through the atmosphere only to crash land near one of the colony's main power relays. The resulting explosion resulted in several deaths on the ground, and local infrastructure suffered considerable damage. Great. All the luck. Clear that out. Great. Lost, power plant. Oh, well. Upgrade to Power Hub 2. Upgrade to Power Plant 2. Upgrade to Power Plant 2. You are... Collectivist Xenophile Materialist. And... yeah, you've got negative ethics divergence. All of you have negative ethics divergence. It's kind of nice. Is it the, yeah, Planetary Capital does a really good job of pushing down ethics divergence. It completely negates the base ethics divergence. Which is really nice to know. Let's see. Meantime, let's build up. Rescuer's still going down. It's pretty much non-existent. Zum Liberation Committee. You're all in one place. Spaceport has the orbital mind control laser, but that's... Ethics divergence 5.5%, low happiness.
Complete.
So I can do my usual edict pair. Education propaganda broadcasts. And now the ethics divergence is down to negative 14.5, which is nice. And... oh. The Rascal Nationalist Union's... oh, I thought that was a 0 for a second. Looked like it. Now the Zum Liberation Committee's down to negative 12. Chance of them disappearing in 10 years... not huge, but... so that Separatist Alliance still has one... Devasa Prime Sovereignty Committee... well now. Who is unhappy enough to... you. You're unhappy enough. And because you're a fanatic xenophobe. Oh. Pause. A new ruler has been elected. Oh. We re-elected our current ruler. Who has the scientific leap. So, 10% more research. So our already significant lead is going to expand even further. Got it. But fanatic xenophobe. So what we need is to install crew quarters. I can't really do anything about his ethics divergence. Even with everything. Even with everything, he's still going to be at 18% because of his unhappiness. And that unhappiness is coming from the fact that he's a xenophobe. Fanatic xenophobe. So, in other words, there is literally no reason I can expect him to ever change. So we've got to use the laser. I hate using the laser, but we gotta. Crazy robots. Next time I colonize a planet with robots, I am building all of them immediately. Oh, you have a continental preference. What was I gonna colonize with you? Probably didn't mean to colonize, but you. Okay, colonize with Arxum Secundus. Put it there. Have fun. Where's the other one? I have at least one more. I counted them. Don't I? It's an arid world. And one's going to vote. Am I seriously out of colonizable worlds? Well. Huh. What am I gonna do with this thing? Well, I don't think there's any upkeep, so I'm just gonna leave it as is. No, my capital is going to build me another colony ship, because we know how well those work. Debris impact. Cascade collisions and dense layer debris surrounding Devasa Prime recently shifted the orbit of a large piece of space junk. The object, which we believe was one of many orbital missile platforms used in the moon's nuclear war, was pulled in the atmosphere and fortunately proceeded to impact directly on top of a major settlement. Industrial reports indicate heavy casualties. That's the prime surface. Who dies? Ha! Xenophobe died. Awesome. Now, before a new one can come in, I'm building another synthetic there. Power plant. Power plant. Power plant. Good. Thought I'd done something about that debris. I did do something about that debris. Game's just decided I haven't. And I don't know why. Oh well. I'm not sure what to do now. Well, got a colony ship coming on Homeworld. We had these sectors mostly handled. And force the game's paused itself again. Here we go. Some Liberation Committee still at -1. I think as they grow the attraction... Mankind making time for pedals. Reports from Zipper Prime indicate that worker productivity has declined recently, becoming stable levels several percent lower than the Vol'Tol League of Territories average. This may or may not be due to the stimulating effects of the pollen native to the planet. It probably is. A special project is prepared should we wish to make our production pipelines more efficient to make up for the loss. The pheromone second stage modifier added, minus 15% minerals on that planet. Not total. And issues of project labor study.
Situation log updated.
Alright. You are requiring a level 3 or higher scientist. We will take from Chara. Oh, zoomed a little far. We'll send you over. We'll research the project. And then we will send you back to assist research again. And that will be that. But it looks like as you add more people to a faction, the attraction level drops. You can see these, that's 34 right here versus this 24. And this was a far below -1. I think it was like -10. I don't remember offhand. And now it's down. Now it's -1 when we're at 4 people, 4 pops in it. Ultimario autonomous partisans. Okay. Anyway.
Special project complete.
Mankind, work over flowers. Far-reaching changes to time management paradigms and the way responsibility is delegated within all fields of production and other duties on Zipper Prime have produced good results. The populace has an evident desire, outside observers will call it an outright need, to be in close proximity to the native flora. With clever scheduling and additional checks in place, productivity remains low, but has risen above the lower limit of what can be deemed acceptable. Pheromone workaround added, giving the following effects, plus 10%. So, we're still at minus 5% minerals, but, I don't think it matters for that planet. As we go to plant summary, yeah, they're local. Who knew? Drugs are bad for you. Or might impair productivity. Drug addictions impair productivity, yeah. That might be something that happens. Surface, you're still in the queue. Power plant level 3. My network level 2. Governor's leveled up. Good. And we've come to the end of this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. I am Jimbo the Fuzzy. I hope to see you again next time when we reach episode 100 and I have a little something special planned. If it works. I hope. Anyway, have a lovely day.